It was the biggest event of the year. Mrs. Mhou, the regal ostrich, was marrying off her daughter in a lavish bush wedding. Every animal in the savannah had been invited. Well, almost every animal. Tsuro the hare and Gudo the baboon had been left off the guest list for good reason. They had a habit of helping themselves to food, usually all of it. But missing out on this feast? Unthinkable. Dressed in oversized leaves as formal wear, they snuck into the wedding and slid under the grand buffet table, where long tables groaned under the weight of roasted nuts, ripe fruits, golden brown termites, and towering marula cakes. Hidden from sight, they wasted no time stuffing their mouths, delighted by their own cleverness. They were too busy eating to notice the massive termite hole right beside them. In an instant, an army of furious termites swarmed. "Yeeew!" Tsuro shrieked as termites latched onto his fluffy tail. "Ah! They're in my fur!" Gudo howled, flailing wildly. The buffet table trembled, plates clattered. A towering fruit sculpture teetered dangerously. Every guest turned to look. Mrs. Mhou, the formidable mother of the bride, locked eyes on the intruders. "Tsuro! Gudo!" she screeched. "Uh-oh! Run!" Tsuro yelped. Gudo panicked and sprinted straight into the cake tower. It collapsed onto the dance floor in a sticky avalanche. The guests gasped. Mrs. Mhou charged. Tsuro dodged, but Gudo wasn't so lucky. She grabbed his tail and swung him into a pile of wedding gifts. Meanwhile, furious guinea-fowl bridesmaids pecked at Tsuro's ears. "You ruined our best dance!" they squawked. Gudo, still flailing, rolled into the dessert table. A blob of honeyed fruit smacked the groom in the face. Absolute chaos. Tsuro leaped onto Gudo's back. "Run, you furry disaster!" Gudo bulldozed through tables, crashing straight through the wedding arch. Decorations rained down as they bolted into the savannah, trailing ribbons, cake frosting, and, somehow, the groom's missing hat. The wedding continued, albeit a little stickier than planned. As for Tsuro and Gudo, they spent 3 weeks in hiding, living off stolen nuts. "Well," Gudo sighed, licking honey off his snout, "next time we check the ground before hiding." Tsuro groaned. "Next time?" And somewhere in the distance, Mrs. Mhou was still furious.